Hey guys, good morning. First off, I want to say that there's lots of things that are sparking more memories. I just thought of, I had to get back on the songs, trying to talk about a song every day that comes to mind, because I just thought about Aero Zeppelin and another, memory comes up. So, yeah, there's a lot more. All the main stories that I remember, pretty much everything. There's still a couple more that I remember from shows, and who knows? Like, stuff just comes to mind. Something can spark a memory. Also, my book is almost done. It should be done by, I would say, the end of the month. I'm hoping for the middle, but it might be the end of the month. So, what I want to talk about is some people have mentioned that Kurt was online, or it's too bad Kurt wasn't online, or what would you think of it? Well, I would tend to think that he probably was, but it would have been very expensive. So in a sense, he would have been able to afford it. So people that grew up in that time, including myself and many others, my brother, Kurt, and many other people grew up in the 80s, 70s. War Games was a movie that came out, and War Games showed, like, an extreme, kind of far-fetched, like, power that a computer could have back then, just through a phone modem. And I think it helped spark, like, a lot of kids, like, oh, yeah, I want to, I want to get a computer. I want to, be able to, I mean, it's opens up a lot of doors, like, oh, if I get a phone modem, I can contact somebody, across the United States through a phone modem, and it was possible. So the possibility was already there, not to create nuclear havoc like in War Games, but anyway. So in the early 90s, yeah, I think if you had enough money and a little bit of help, you could, there's people that you would be able to communicate with, at least in the United States. I don't know how far-reaching it was, but I remember maybe Bruce, my brother, could talk about this a little when he first got online, because I remember Bruce was online in probably 1995, and I'm sure you could through a phone modem contact people as early as 94, if not earlier, or communicate through chat rooms. But Bruce was in chat rooms, and he'd tell me about it, and I was like, I don't know, I wasn't that interested, but he was, he was totally into it. I mean, he's the one that originally, he's one of the first people I ever knew that was online, really. Bruce was playing video games, and, there was, yeah, so point being, the early 90s, Kurt, I'm sure, was online. I mean, they say that he was in chat rooms or talking about the band. I wouldn't doubt it. Maybe if there's people that have more links to, maybe there was some conversations that were saved, that were actual conversations between Kurt and whoever, that would be interesting to read. I think I've read something that was supposedly from a chat room that he wrote about in utero. So that's all very interesting to me. I hadn't really heard that until pretty recently, and I have no doubt in my mind it's very very true, So anyway, all right, I'll make this short. Cool. I guess you could share some stories on some of you when you first got online. You know, I know when myself and my brother first, we first got into video games. Most kids in the 70s and 80s, there was like Pong, and the video games were just so exciting. It was this like, I don't know how to articulate it exactly, but video games were exciting. Even Pong. Pong was like, I couldn't wait to go down to A&W and play Pong. And Bruce remembers that. I mean, it was like one of the first like standing video games where I ever saw, and it was amazing, to us. Pong. That's right. And then, Commodore 64 came out, like, I don't know, maybe 80, 81 or something, and we got a Commodore 64. Every cent we saved for a while and didn't buy records probably for, a month or something, or 2 months, just to be able to get Commodore 64, and that used floppy disks. So, yeah, I mean, computer technology and modems and all of that have been around. It was around for 10 years to the public, even before, 1994, so I don't know, my knowledge isn't that great, but anyway, alright, thanks.